Me, not that kind of orc. Famously said by Orc Peon in Warcraft 3, a powerful statement that raises a lot of questions. Like, what kind of orc is he then? What kind of orc was he assumed to be? And finally, and most importantly, what does it even mean to be an orc? Vsauce Kakio here. That is the question that this episode of Why Insert Wild Race will seek to answer, because the why cannot be answered before we know what we're discussing. And today, that's orcs. What is an orc? What does it mean to be an orc? Tens of thousands of years ago, the Titan-made giant elemental Grond roamed the lands of Draenor, made for the sole purpose of defeating the Evergrowth, a plant. Not just a household plant, of course, but a hive mind consisting of anything from the largest trees and vines to the meager cucumber. The Evergrowth sought to put the entire planet into a vegetable state. Grond fought fiercely, but as he eventually was wounded in battle and later succumbed, pieces of his being fell to the ground to become the smaller but still sizable Colossals. They would take up his fight, but they too fell, and from them came the Magnaron, smaller and weaker than their moms and dads, who after a massive explosion that eradicated the Colossals entirely, became infected with spores from the Evergrowth, deteriorating their species even further, turning them to flesh, soon becoming the Grond. But that wasn't the end of it, and then the Grond became the Ogrons, and you will not believe me when I say the Ogrons became the Ogres, who eventually devolved into the weakest of the entire family tree, the Orcs, the product of a 1,000-year-long nesting doll unveiling. The Orcs might have been the weakest of their lineage, but in truth were the smartest of the bunch, learning to cope with their lack of physical strength through the power of herd mentality and social interaction, something many of their potential players might not relate to. But this is how the Orcs came to be. From here, they formed clans all over the continent, waged wars against the Ogres, and sought dominion over Draenor. From clan to clan, their approach to existence was very different. The Frostwolf clan, for example, appreciated a noble, natural, and harmonic lifestyle, whereas the Warsong enjoyed warfare perhaps a little too much. And then there's the Shadowmoon clan, a peaceful and spiritual people turned into warlock heralds of the destruction of Draenor through the temptation of dark magic. There are many more, but I'm not Noble or Platinum WoW, and therefore we move on. Orc 101 history. The Orcish Horde clans dominated vast territories of Draenor, living in relative peace with the Draenei and relatively unpeace with the Ogres. The Orc shaman Ner'zhul would at some point be visited by the demon Kil'jaeden. Kil'jaeden, a master manipulator, trolled Ner'zhul and the Orcs into performing a little genocide on the Draenei. What a silly guy. But soon, Gul'dan, Ner'zhul's apprentice, took reins of the spiritual leadership of the Horde, being taught warlockery and necromancy by Kil'jaeden. He took the most natural step one could and made the Horde drink the demon Manaroth's blood. And they did it, because it just isn't good manners to deny good demon blood. And thus the Orcs became cursed, crazed, absolutely unhinged, destroyed the remaining Draenei settlements, and started infighting out of pure boredom. But eventually Gul'dan would be visited in his dreams by Leonardo DiCaprio and Medivh, leading to him having this strange urge to invade the planet of Azeroth. And so he did. Through the Dark Portal, the Orcish Horde and their bloodthirsty warchief Blackhand stormed the human lands in the Eastern Kingdoms, fighting multiple wars that eventually would lead to an Orcish defeat and largely a withdrawal to the faraway lands of Kalimdor by the noble warchief Thrall. He and the Warsong chieftain Grom Hellscream would together find the demon Manaroth, lurking in the mountains for some reason, and defeat him, releasing the Orcs who drank the Kool-Aid from the blood's curse but came with the cost of Grom's life. When you realize Jaina was interested but she didn't make a move cause you were with Draka, sucks, bro. Thrall, having opened the Horde to accept the native trolls and Tauren in their folds, finally managed to establish some sense of peace after many years of war and combat. And Thrall, wanting to keep this peace for his people, would naturally appoint the noble, composed Garrosh Hellscream to War Chief of the Horde. And this is where we end the timeline, because so has Blizzard apparently, because this is, to this day, still the starting zone monologue for the Orcs.
The Great Cataclysm has shattered more than just the world. Arguably the most powerful living shaman, yet in his absence, the Orc champion Garrosh Hellscream has become the Horde's new war chief.
I get that it's for new players, but it's just funny because this feels like it's 100 years ago. Yo, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you might be a fan of gaming, more specifically MMOs. Yeah, I could tell. Well, the sponsor for this video, Black Desert Online, might just be something for you then. Black Desert Online is an MMORPG that you surely already have heard of before, but in case your home is underneath a rock, BDO is famous for its character creator, beautifully designed open world, and real-time combat. And hold up, a brand new expansion just dropped. Eternal Winter literally just released, inviting players to scale the snowy peaks of the mountain of Eternal Winter. And with Black Desert Online having a free 7-day trial, I say why not? This icy mountain is Black Desert Online's first new starting zone that players can start playing through from level 1 and enjoy the game's world and lore through a new streamlined experience. There's fully rendered cutscenes and intro tutorials to hold your hand through a new MMO experience, while also taking you through PvE challenges and tough boss fights. And hey, have you ever dreamt of being the descendant of a legendary dragon? Me too, and we both can be with the new class of Master Dracania, a heroine who has a problematic antagonistic relationship with the Guardian class, with much intriguing story to be experienced between these two spicy adversaries. And for me, wintry aesthetics is absolutely unrivaled. It looks so good, so check it out. Listen to the icy whispers of Eternal Winter. Get a 7-day free trial by clicking the link in the description, where you can also see more and give Black Desert Online a go. Thank you, Black Desert Online, for supporting the channel. Now back to the video. But being one of the two main races in Warcraft, the Orcs are very popular. Reasons for people choosing to play as an Orc varies. It could be for their culture, where Orcs are typically pragmatists to the bone, having a code of honor be the pillar of any Orc civilization, and their exilement of any in their ranks who shows weakness, leading to a highly survival of the fittest society. But that being said, all customs varies from clan to clan, some being more accepting and lenient, while others are inspired by the goofy antics of Patrick Bateman. Of course, people also choose Orcs for their fantastic animations, for their position as the faces of the Horde, or if you are a sweaty nerd, because their racials boost high-level DPS by 0.4%. But if you choose to be an Orc, I hope that you consider your character's stance on the workers' rights of the peons. As a new Orc, one of your first tasks is to hit sleeping peons over the head with a club, not only risking giving these peons massive concussions and subsequently a loss of brain function, but also denying them rest that they clearly aren't allowed at any other time of the day. Basically slaves kept awoken, sleepwalking through their shifts, beaten repeatedly over the head, and you dare laugh at them. Find them silly whenever you hear their clearly damaged speech.
Something you doing? Work.
Please, do what's right. Support the movement for peons' rights. Hashtag unionize the peon workforce. Thank you. With that out of the way, I think we're ready for some in-game interviews to see what the population of both the Horde and Alliance think of the Orcs. So Kak, take it away. It's damn good to be back. So are there any people left? It's not looking very populated. I need to scan the map. Okay, there are people here. Maybe we could talk to that person. Hi, Lisadia. Hi. Hey, Mon. Hey, watch it. I don't see any troll features on you. Are you mocking me? I bear many mysteries in me. That's not really an answer. No, just accolade. Alright, mystery person. Can I ask you a few simple questions? Now my adventure continues. Bless you. No, wait. One answer. It's all I seek. This city is so empty. Sure. Alright. Well, I'm here on a report about what the people of the Horde think about the Orcs. And seeing as you look very humanish, this was perhaps foolish of me. No. I'm the right person to ask. What do you got for me? Well, when it comes to the Orcs, there's one up there for reference. I believe the promise that Thrall made to Vol'jin, they have paid their debt. What are you talking about? Orcs, that is. So the Orcs have paid their debt. Indeed. So you like them. They trying to get on the right side of things. A big thing on path to peace and harmony. So you're a fan of the more peace-loving Orcs rather than a, say, Garrosh Hellscream? Peace-loving Orc, not common thing. An Orc said behind me. Well, sad, and now I must leave, my fellow friend. Thank you for your time. Me never meet. Hello, Orc. You overheard my conversation, I see. When talk loud, overhear easy. Would you say war is second nature to Orcs? No. Before Orc drink green water, Orc rather peaceful. Some war, but most hunt for food and keep to self. Ah, we found a law master, I see. Me just remember things. You were there? Not at first drink, but I drink, yes. Rather vague. You drank the demon blood? Yes. Oh god. Most Orcs did. Did it at least taste alright? Tastes like normal blood, but spice. You drink blood regularly? No, just know how it tastes. Me hunt wild animal, eat raw when rain, bad days, but that how I know blood taste. Why asking about Orcs? Well, I'm just making a piece on your kind and how your relations are with your fellow Horde members. Relation. Me think good for most part, though. Me think elves don't like us. They call savage and don't eat that. Rather mean if ask me. Aha, the elves also call us savages. I never see them in any suits, though. That's true. Name Drakthor. So Kak, Solkak. Reporter Solkak. Not roll of tongue, Reporter Solkak. Me think too long. Me called bald man. It didn't have to be this way, Drugthor. What way? South, north, west, or east? South, Drugthor. South. Me no like south. Be too hot. I need to get going soon enough. Do you have any closing thoughts on the orcs? If no disrespect orc, no disrespect you, bald man. I feel disrespected. You could just call him by his name. Would that not be easier? Name no roll of tongue. Too long. There. Troll names ain't so bad. You, Volparaman. Sorry, going with the theme tonight. You are now Furman. As you wish. That disrespectful. Not even know if name roll of tongue. Drugthor shakes his head towards the troll. Touche, Drugthor. Rianjo is fine. Rianjo, no roll of tongue. Furman be fine. Furman, let me ask you. Shoot, very basic question, but what are your initial thoughts on the orcs? Honorable? Think? They have good, simple principles? Just don't be dishonorable. Not so hard. So, simple principles and honor. They are simple people, nothing wrong with that. If anything, simple is better at times these days. Our world has gone through so much change so quickly, simple ways easier to remember and respect. Just my two coppers. Orcs have been the foundation the Horde is built on, so yes, simple and respectful principles. I thank you and your people for everything you've done for this proud establishment, Drugthor. No problem, bald man. Solkak. Solkak? Okay, come. It was just a typo, Drugthor, okay? Change name to add. You have a good evening, Drugthor. Likewise, you too, Solkak. Well, that was my little report from Aquamaria. Let's go over to Reporter Kak. Psst. We Alliance people, we don't like them orcs, do we? Ma'am? You're talking to the SI7 and you not answering that question could land you in jail for treason. Ma'am. Alright then, keep your secrets. Hey, what's going on here? Not a lot. You're cooking in the middle of the street. Why not? I guess these streets are dead enough to not cause harm. Well then, can I ask you a simple, quick question any patriotic alliance member could answer? Sure. What are your thoughts about them orcs, huh? They are hot. They are hot? I would do them. I want orcs to lick my bald head. That's the last thing I was expecting to hear. They can braid my baller hairs any day. What can I say? I'm a woman with special desires. Is there something on your bald dome that needs cleaning? Not sure. Do you mind checking? I'm blind so you can tell. I don't think having sight would change you being able to see your dome, ma'am. I'm glad she's blind. Right. How silly of me? Yeah, you're good. A little shiny, I guess. Do you rub anything on there? Oof, looks like last orc did a good job then. Anyway, why are you, sir, asking us about some orcs? The blood of my enemies. Very edgy, ma'am. Sounds kinky. It's a good lubricant. Just curious to see what the Alliance think of them. I like them. You know, there's been some strife in recent years. Recent years being since the orcs entered that portal. You guys liking the orcs after all they did tells me a lot. They are changed peeps. They burned Teldrassil down 2 years ago. No, that was Sylvanas who enabled her. That's right, your dome lickers. I believe that's where Incy's hair went as well with Teldrassil. Was lit like a torch. Is that why you have orcs lick it to get off the sod? Yes. Thank you. This has been very helpful for my studies. You have a good night. You're welcome. You're welcome, good sir. No trouble, baby. We have someone named Grass Enjoyer right here. He looks at me, Reporter Kak. Why is he looking at me, huh? Okay. I'm just gonna spy on them from here. I wonder if they notice. He sees me. He sees me. No. There's no way he sees me from there. I'm not here. I'm not here. Don't look at me. Don't perceive me. Is this Kakio? Grass Enjoyer. Let me talk to you. Hello. Hi, good evening. May I ask to you, a surely patriotic alliance member, simple question? Of course. Okay. What are your initial thoughts on the orcs? A good, bad, redeemable, culprits, green saviors, the like? Me, not that kind of orc. Okay. Yeah. Just a saying I've heard. No, I think they are rather noble to their cause. Some are alright, some are not alright. You realize I could be an SI7 agent and you just said our main enemy on this planet are noble. I'm a member of the Circle, so you can't pull me away to some SI7 chamber. You think we should strike peace with them and that there's more to the orcs than what has met the eyes of the Alliance? I don't think so. It's been several decades now and they've always ended up doing the same thing. They got a serious culture problem. Yeah, what she said, I suppose. So, are they noble then? Definitely not noble, on average. Well, they are dedicated to doing that, not a noble as in, oh, I'm a fancy pants. That would perhaps be more enjoyable for our kind. I couldn't imagine a fancy orc at all. Well, that's just a little ignorant of you, sir. Name one noble orc, sir. They live in leather huts and caves. I do not think so. Like a noble as in top hat noble? No, one that acts nobly. Thrall, he's a noble man. Is he really noble? I thought so. I'd call him selfish. Selfish? How? Yada yada his people that, yada yada his people, so he might be noble for orcs, but not too for the rest of us. You really don't like orcs, do you? Anything about them? They're often bald domes, their big teeth rivaling the Eiffel Tower as a landmark, their proclivity towards burning down forests and genocide and warmongering. That's fair. Wait, Eiffel what? Huh, you didn't hear anything. You didn't hear anything. I didn't just mention a real world thing for an RP world. I didn't just do that. I forgot. Oh no. You don't see a redemption for them? Not right now. Huh, I guess the cycle continues after all. They have a lot of redeeming to do. They literally burned down Teldrassil and Ashenvale. They should come to us on their knees, groveling for redemption. Oh yeah, okay, I can't play the devil's advocate here, really. Fair play, thank you for your thoughts. You too appreciated in these dark times. You hold on to your loved ones, for they might be swept away before you know it, depending on their answers to my questions. You two have a lovely night. Bye. A bit weird. Alright, okay. That's been the Alliance report. Thank you, Kakio, back to you. Thank you, reporters. Exquisitely fascinating and very in-depth work, and I hope that you at home are just a tiny bit closer to understand what it could mean to be an orc. So why orc? Well, having checked out the lore, briefly looked at the variety of clans, as well as some of the major lore characters, I guess the why is up for you to answer. And if you decide that the orcish way is something for you, what kind of orc will you be?